Hey guys, tonight we are going to have chicken enchiladas with Mexican cabbage salad. This is the first time adding this on. Usually I make Spanish rice, but I need to use this cabbage up. So we're going to make our tried and true enchiladas, and I'm adding this. So I'm going to prep this first, and I'm going to tell you what's in them. So the cabbage salad has about half a head of cabbage, a couple of medium-sized carrots shredded, a red onion chopped. It's got some oregano, some lime juice, 2 limes juiced, which is about a 1/4 cup, and some salt. And I will put the recipes in the description. I'll put the links down because these are not like mine, so to speak. So for the enchiladas, we have tortillas, and I'm using Carb Balance Mission, and they are low carb. They have 2 net carbs, so this is really good if you are low carb, keto, or diabetic. This is what we're using for my husband. And then I am using up this package, and I have another. Use sour cream, parsley, chicken, enchilada sauce, diced jalapenos or diced peppers of some sort. We have olive oil, we have an onion to saute, and this is 16 ounces of mozzarella Great Value brand, so don't think you need to use a whole lot. Now it does, I think, call for 3 cups of that, but we only use 2. So okay, so for the cabbage salad, we'll get that going so that we can get it chilling in the fridge while we make the rest of our dinner. Take out those. So I've washed it off. I don't necessarily wash all the leaves off. This is one of those throw and go salads. I'm going to throw that off. And I will do a link, or I will do a cost analysis, cost comparison, either up on the screen for each one or down below so that you can see. Now whether you use home canned goods or trying to get that core out of there. Home canned goods, or you use commercial, like grocery things, items, it's still economical. This cabbage, I think, I want to say it was 89 cents a head. I'm not 100% sure. I can go back and look. But if you think about it, you can even use canned chicken. You can So I'm going to dice up, chop the cabbage head. I'm doing half the cabbage head as per the directions, and I'm tossing off the side pieces that I don't like. But this is a toss and go salad. So this should make it really easy. I'm wondering if this is, I think I'm going to get a bigger bowl. Okay, so I got a bigger bowl because I know me, and I will probably dump it out if I have a small bowl. So we're going to dump all this in, and then you just take your onion and drop that in, and you put your carrots in. And then we have, oh, I do have it, okay, 1/4 cup of lime juice. This sounds like it's going to be so good. How much? And then it says 1 teaspoon, but we love oregano, so I'm going to put a little bit more. Now this is what I have grown and dried. This is one of my jars from my own herb garden. So I just take it and I crush it in my hands like this and just make it little bits. And it's a little bit more in a teaspoon, but that's okay. We like oregano. And then salt to taste. So I'm just going to put I'm going to use the 1/4 teaspoon and just do that twice. So then we toss it and put it in the fridge and let it kind of just meld together. We'll give it a really good taste in a little bit so that it has time to come together. Might need to salt it a little bit more, but I don't want to salt too much because it will draw moisture out of the vegetables and make it really watery. So there is the salad. Okay, so I cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to take the onions and just drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there. And I'm going to put it on the stove on low and just let it simmer and saute while we do the rest of this. So we're going to need a can opener is what we use. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I did not bring the right can opener. Don't throw this away. If you can your chicken, do not throw away this broth. This is the best stuff ever. Okay, so don't throw this away. Just drain it off into a container and set it aside for another meal. Give it to the dogs, do something, but don't throw it down the drain because it's so good. So this is about a pound of chicken. There we go. And it's canned, so it's shelf stable. I need something better. That's not cutting it. Now whether you can your own food or you buy it from the store, you can do this with fresh chicken, you know, chicken breasts or chicken thighs, whatever. You can do it with a rotisserie chicken. This is a pint, so it's, what is that, 16 ounces? So I'm not sure what size of can. This might be the large can of chicken, but I do shred this up pretty well before before we put the rest of the stuff in, because I want to make sure this is good and shredded for everything. And this is plenty for my family of 5, and sometimes we have some leftovers. So that gives you an idea. So I do can a lot of my items here, but I will show you how you can do this economically in the grocery store so that you can save on groceries and feed your family good, filling, wholesome foods, and try to avoid a lot of that processed foods. So this is not in this recipe, but I've always put diced chilies, diced jalapenos or something, and I don't put a whole lot. So I might put maybe a little bit more for the whole thing, okay? And you don't have to, it's optional. Now you'll see me, don't exactly measure everything out. So I'm going to pour off that. So I don't have enough for a cup of sour cream in this, but I will use this up and then add more sour cream. And here come the puppies to lick up the splatters off the floor. There we go. We're gonna end up putting the onions in here. So I'll be back in just a few minutes when that is finished sauteing. Okay, so I thought I'd bring you over while the onions are sauteing. There is a little bit of a red onion, but that's okay. And you just want to make them translucent, kind of just get them really softened with maybe a little bit of color on them. Okay, so you can see, started to get some really good color on there, and gonna just add to the flavor. So we're just gonna add all of this to the chicken. All that yummy goodness in there. And I like to add a little bit of cheese. Now I'm gonna put the recipe down below that was the inspiration for this way of, this recipe of enchiladas, but by all means do keep in mind that I don't exactly measure everything. Your kitchen, you do what works for you and your family, but I've never been a measurer. I'm horrible at it. So I just mix this up real good. You can put the parsley in. I tend to just put a little bit on the top. And you can see the filling makes quite a bit. Just make sure it's good and mixed. Make sure you get everything in every bite. Okay. I have 2 pans, and this helps us keep my husband separated from everyone else's. This is enchilada sauce that I canned this year from this year's crop of goodies. Yum. So I'm going to just put some on there so that the tortillas do not stick. Just kind of shush it around. Yeah, but that's part of an onion. It's fine. So let's open up our tortillas. Get some workspace. And I know I'm going to use all of these, and my counter is clean, guys, so I make sure I wipe down the counter before I do anything on it, just because I'm a little over particular. If you are prone to splatters or klutziness, I suggest an apron because the tomato product is a little stain worthy. I somehow got mustard from lunch on the back of my shirt tail. Don't ask me how, because I can't tell you. So I just fill it up, and you don't want to put too much, but just make a little line, a little log there. lid up. That might be too much. And stick it in the pan and flatten it out. There's not much to it at this point. There we go. Might get a little messy at this point, but that's okay. You want to kind of get them packed in there. And I think I'm going to move over to the tortillas for my husband first, so that I make sure I get him his batch in. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, at least 4 for him. If we have enough for leftovers, then that's great. If not, I'll make some more. But I think this is going to be a good. In fact, I might make 5 or 6 for him. We'll see what fits in there in that other pan. But I want to make them very filling, good and filling for him. Make sure they don't have one end not have any. And roll and squish. So I am going to get this going, and I will be back when I have more of them done and almost to the oven stage. Okay, so used up all the filling. You can see I got 2, 4, 6 regular tortillas and 4 of the low carb. And that's just to give my husband the option of low carb. And I will try my best to come up with all the, well, you can get it off the back of the packages, but honestly couldn't tell you on some of this, the nutritional factors on some of this, but I do know that this is a lower carb, lower, obviously, sugar recipe for things. So I just sprinkled on some of the enchilada sauce, and now I'm going to just sprinkle it with cheese. And my daughter and I are probably the only ones that are going to eat out of this, along with one of my sons. He might snack out of it. He's not home at night until later, so he doesn't generally eat dinner with us much anymore. He's out working. And my husband might take the leftovers for a splurgy lunch the next day. We shall see. I don't know what he's thinking, what he's planning. So this is why the 16-ounce block of cheese can be stretched for us. So, and I just take, and this is parsley that I've grown in my herb garden, and it smells so different and so much better than the store-bought dried. So if you can get the fresh from the produce, that would be great. This I dried because I had such an abundance of herbs this year. It just made sense to dry them and use them all year long. And as you see, I don't measure. I just sprinkle a little bit here and there. So this is ready for the oven. Oop. And I will show you what it's like when it's complete.
put everything into the Walmart app to see what it would cost if you bought it individually. A better store or better option would be to buy fresh meat in the package and get a better bang for your buck, or to go to Aldi's or Save a Lot. But this turns out to be a really good filling meal for your family.